Hey there, Laura Nichols. Welcome. It's a really gorgeous fall day here today. I hope it is where you are too. So, not too long ago, I made 20 FAQ videos about Empower Network and my team and Empower Prosperity Team. And those videos are, they're questions that I get asked about Empower Network from time to time. And also, some of them are questions that people should be asking. They just don't know to ask. And I was driving around realizing today I didn't make one about probably the most important question that you could ask about Empower, which is why should I join Empower Network? um, so if you're watching this, I'm going to assume that you have some interest or some kind of intrigue in making money from home, whether it's just to supplement an income, whether you're like me and you're looking to, make it a real um, business and make a living out of it, and not just support yourself and your family, but be able to create a life of your design. Being your own boss and working on your own terms is pretty amazing. It's hard work, but it's so worth the journey. So again, that's a whole separate video. But if you're like me, you were brought up with the thinking that you go and you get a job and you work, and then I don't know what's after that. I guess you retire and get a little bit of money and keep your fingers crossed. But for me, in 14 years of doing that and going to a whole lot of school, I found myself without a job, and more people are, it's that system, that plan is not working for more and more people. And so we are seeing a trend, a real increase in interest of making money from home and being your own boss and starting your own business. The entrepreneurial spirit, that's hard to say. The entrepreneurial spirit. There, I said it. Anyways, so yeah, more and more people are catching on and breaking free from the matrix and all that good stuff. So, like I said, if you're watching this, then I'm going to assume that you have some interest in that. And so, for me, as I kind of like dipped my toe in the water back in December and um, got a real good idea of like what's out there. And there's some things that have been around for a really long time, selling health and wellness products or soap or whatever. And I think those are some of the early models, and I also think that that's given people some kind of negative thinking about the idea of making money from home. It seems like the idea out there is either that it's a scam, whatever it is, it's a scam, or it doesn't work, or it's shady, or something. But the thing about starting a business from home is it's just like if you're going to go start a brick and mortar business, just like anything else, it's still a business, and it still has phases of development. I mean, it's also a matter of you get out what you put in. And so I'm bringing this full circle to why is Empower Network um, in my mind the best way to build a business from home. And it's not just about blogging. Blogging's a big part of it, but it's not just about that. I think that's another kind of misconception that may be out there, that that's all that Empower Network is about. So let me draw a metaphor to being physical, because that's also my other realm is fitness. And by the way, the fitness videos will come back. Somebody asked me that. I have been training. The fitness challenge is still on. I just haven't been making the videos about it. So I will get back to that. Great question. Thank you for asking. Anyways, if you're going to hire a trainer, you want to go hire a trainer that's got the best, they're in the best shape. They've got the best amount of knowledge. Like, you see that their clients are getting results. And to make it really simple, like that's how Empower Network is. As I own all the products, so I'm watching more of these training materials, and you just really have to like plug in and listen to Dave Wood and Dave Sharp, the founders of Empower, and I'm listening to them, and and that's why I got in originally, was listening to them and their message and their vision for their company. And these are guys who have been through every like MLM, like the battlefield of um, home-based, you know, business industry. They've done it all, so they know. They speak from experience, and they created something for people who want to engage in this other paradigm, this other way of living, and realize that there just wasn't a lot out there for the average person to be able to do that. And so I respect their vision. But these guys are cutting edge, above and beyond what's out there, and I know this because I've done my homework. I've spent a lot of time researching and looking at different things. This is a dynamic, growing thing. These are young people who are like staying 10 steps ahead of what the trends are. They've created this company that is growing and evolving all the time. Like every 90 days, there's something new to get behind and some kind of energy to keep it moving. They didn't just open their doors and like hope it would work. I mean, they're constantly, just put $3.2 million into creating, a new product that's about to launch, and I'm not going to go into like every blow by blow why Empower is so awesome, but if you are interested in creating a business from home, um, a company that gives you 100% commissions, like that's almost unheard of out there. It's become more popular because of Empower Network, but the other thing is that it's a young enough company that there's a lot of excitement and it's still growing, but it's also been in long enough to have established itself that problems that have come up have been totally dealt with and managed. In almost 2 years now, $70 million in commissions have been paid out to people. Again, some of that stuff is just unheard of. And so, income disclaimer, some people make a lot of money with Empower Network. I went to Denver and watched people get checks on stage and get their Millionaire Clubs rings, and some people don't make any money, and it's, that really comes down to the person, and, but it is something that if if you have that drive, if you have that spark to do something different, and you're sick and tired of the way that you've been living, which is what happened for me, is I got sick and tired of never being able to get ahead and, living week to week. Like, no, I don't accept that that's how we were meant to live at all. Um, then, Empower Network, and certainly my team within Empower Network, like everything that you need is there for you. The limiting factor is you. And that's almost not even a limiting factor, because anything that you could possibly need in regards to growing yourself, growing a business, challenging yourself is handed to you. And it's just, I feel like I could make like a 45-minute video about why you should join Empower Network, and I'm not going to do that. But I guess what I want to say is, in regards to an opportunity for creating a life by your design, this is the elite of the elite opportunities. And again, I've done my homework. I speak from experience. I just made in the last month, as somebody new still to this industry, I just made more in a month than I ever made during a month, working at my career with a master's degree and a license, it's licensed by the state boards, all that good stuff. And I still made more last month as kind of a newbie still. I mean, you get out what you put in, and I'm a really driven and hard worker, and, I've been on my own since I was like 16 making it happen. But that's not to say that I'm anything special. If I can do it, you can do it too. And so what you're going to do now is go ahead and put a couple links below this video so that you can check out those 20 FAQ videos if you want. I would highly recommend it. And I'm also going to put another link so that you can go ahead and click that link and join and get in and start creating a life by your design, because you deserve it and so does your family. So with that, I'm going to wish you a great day. I'm going to tell you to go out and make it a great day, because the choice is really yours, what you want to do with the day. So I will see you in the next video.